Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we have a Battle Line Wednesday playoff matchup between the ranked 1 5th Florida and the ranked 2 10th US on the Dunkerchurch, winner advancing to the championship matchup. Here's the current look at that bracket. The winner of this match playing the winner of 12th Virginia versus Corn Brigade. Thank you to our Patreon members for the support. If you'd like to support, go to the link in the description where you can get behind the scenes footage and videos before everyone else. Our teams for today: on the 10th United States side, who's CSA Round 1, USA Round 2, you have 10th US, 8th Georgia, Missouri State Guard, Jackson's Division, and Colquitt's Brigade. Whereas on the 5th Florida side, who's Union Round 1 and CSA Round 2, you have 5th Florida, 9th Corps, 59th New York, and the Shenandoah Regulars. Thank you, Pratly, from the 9th Corps for broadcasting this event. With that being said, I hope you enjoy.
Hello, everyone. We are back again for another Battleline Network Wednesday event. This is the semi-finals of the tournament. Tonight we have two maps of Dunkerchurch. We will have the 5th Florida attacking against the 10th US on the first map, and then we will switch sides and go the other way. I am Colonel Pratly from the 9th New York. With me tonight, once again, is Lieutenant Colonel Brutish, also of the 9th New York.
Hello.
And right away, we saw an immediate move out from, who is this? First Delaware moved out right away for the Union. The CSA moving out onto Victory Hill immediately, which is definitely not the usual meta for Dunkerchurch. But again, we've seen this before, that really this game mode with the time tiebreaker is all about how long can you stop the enemy from capping the point when you are defending. So I think this is not a bad idea for them to hold a higher line to keep the Union away from point.
I also think another reason for Tough US doing this as the leading regiment on CSA is to get their artillery in good use here. Tough US has a great artillery crew in their regiment, so I think part of this is getting that arty crew, which is to their advantage, out working. As you can see, they're pushing this.
Although, we do have a three-prong attack emerging from the Union here. We have 9th Corps going up the extreme right. In the center, I think we have looks like all the Sussy units, 5th Florida, 1st Maryland, Delaware, a couple of SR guys in the center, and then I'm guessing on the left this is going to be, 59th New York. So actually this hard hold in the center may end up with them a little flank. They're sending a small group MSG off to the right now, but they've sent no one to their left flank yet. I'm not sure if they know that 9th Corps is coming steaming up that side with about a third of the Union force.
Well, interesting thing here is if you go to the center, probably you can see Tough US First Lieutenant Mozilla just kind of chilling in this bush.
Yeah.
Just listening to the game plan as they to their guys in game. So I think CSA might just know what the Union's doing here.
Yeah, but they haven't made any moves to stop it as of yet. The 59th is all the way on that far left Union flank on the edge of the cornfield right now. 9th Corps is going to make it all the way to that fence at the end before the CSA gets there. CSA is now moving because they see the 5th Florida guys moving off to that flank. But 9th Corps is going to be there before them, I think, just about. Yeah, they are there already. So 9th Corps, you would expect, would be able to hold this position against a counter-assault from the CSA for long enough for the rest of the Sussy guys to get on that flank. And actually, the 8th Georgia don't come straight in.
It seems like 59's kind of fallen off that Union left, and it seems like they might be making their way back towards the center here.
Yeah, maybe just some early kind of maneuvering, faking them out a little bit. We can see 10th US actually rolling their guns back. This is a pretty common position to try and put them by these rocks back here, because they can just blast into the nipple from there without being overrun quite so easily.
Yeah, most of the CSA is now moving to their left in the woods, trying to defend from this right push.
And we can see actually there's no Union artillery except for 2 officers. So I don't think they are taking any artillery. I think they're just taking 2 officers for the pistols, which is interesting. USA has now fully claimed that right side. Red started looking like he was going to go for Victory Hill, but now is also shifting off to that right side to join the rest of his comrades. And the USA beelining for the center right now, starting to make their way towards the nipple. And that position on the nipple, I am always torn on. It's hard to say if that's a good position or not. I think it's a good initial position, but what often ends up happening is you see units hold there for too long and just get shot to shreds by both flanks.
Well, yeah, you're just out in the open. I mean, you can get shot.
That first
From
artillery
any-
shot there got a few kills, but it knocked over a lot of the charge, which did kind of slow it down a little bit and make it a little more spread out. We can see actually only like 3 guys have gone into a charge. Everyone else has just got on the snake fence here. So a little bit interesting here, and now they are ceding the high ground to the CSA force, who are just pouring fire on them. And we have to remember here as well, CSA does have buck and ball on this map.
It seems like we have Ninth Corps going in now, hitting the nipple, followed by it seems SR and First Maryland. 59th going up the road, hitting to the side of the CSA.
Yeah, not many out of the whole push. Not a whole lot of Union made it into the melee there. They are now in there.
You still have this reserve force in the forest right behind the nipple. It's MSG back here,
CSA,
and now they're charging in.
CSA did a nice job of countering that attack. They're going to wipe the last of this Union force, take their flags out. 59th pulling back, a couple of 9th Corps and 5th NC guys in there as well. They're being forced back, and look at that ticket drain for them. All of those, a lot of those were out of line and skirmishing deaths because of, whenever you charge, it always ends up that way as you get towards the end of a charge if you're on the losing side.
Yeah, as a start for Union, this is pretty abysmal. This is not what you want to see. You do not want to be back on tickets this far. Definitely giving up control of the entire field of battle here. I mean,
CSA is going right onto the front line again, right onto Victory Hill. And I do think there, for Union, I think the idea was very sound. They kind of got a position where they could attack it from 2 sides, but then it just seemed like they were a little hesitant to actually call the charge. They kind of moved in, got on the fence, got shot for a minute, and then charged after they'd been hit by a full round of buck and ball shots.
And don't forget that our arty shot that separated them and just kind of made them go piecemeal into the fence.
And you can see, of the 70 CSA soldiers tonight, 51 of them are on the buck and ball company. So that is a lot of buck and ball for a game with only 70 aside.
Yeah, that's, 3 shots per man? Multiply that by, how many you said, 40?
50.
50? Yeah.
Over 2/3 of their force are on buck and ball, which should, you would think, give them a significant advantage in the melee. No one's seen First Lieutenant Mozilla yet, and he's just going to keep sitting here and telling his team what the Union are doing.
Let's see if Ninth Corps knows this over here.
Oh, XJ runs about an inch by him and doesn't spot him.
Yep, you need just one spy.
Union kind of taking a little bit of time to reform here. Looks like they're going to maybe commit to that left side this time. The left side, I think, can be very potent if the CSA is not positioned in time. If they are positioned, you have a pretty long run across the open into a buck and ball company.
Yeah, they're moving right now already.
Maybe the idea is to try and bait them that way, but it does look like the whole team is going that way.
I think it's just a full commit go.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, see, they're getting into the core right now. Trying to use the core to their advantage, but it seems like Machado is getting TEF US in position here.
Yeah,
right
and their reserve lines are pulling over there as well, up on the road.
And I think, oh no, they're pulling back now.
I think they're just going to pull back to the fence. I mean, that fence line is very hard to attack as Union.
Yep.
Because what's going to happen here is the CSA can even stand on the rear fence, give the Union 2 fences to jump, and just be pouring buck and ball into them the whole time. And you got to think 2 fences to jump is an extra 10 seconds. So, as long as you're firing when they're 10 seconds away from the fence, you can get your reloads by the time they reach you.
All right, Union's emerging the core, and they're making their way towards CSA here, so that they're pausing to get gathered.
Yeah, and this is one of those times as well when you start to see with this game mode where we are doing a time tiebreaker that, the first and foremost thing is you got to win. And I think this is what the 5th Florida guys are looking at now is like, okay, we had a rough start. We were hoping to get the point capped early so we could kind of slow or stop the clock and take less time. But we haven't done that. So now let's make sure we get this won. At least put ourselves in the best position.
Yeah, at least give yourself a chance. I mean, if you lose as attackers, it's
a really
almost
tough time.
yeah, it's pretty tough. And it seems like they're trying to juke out CSA here to make it a bad dash towards the center right now.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to make it to Victory Hill before the CSA reinforcements do, but I mean, they're not going to
Wait,
be
will
there
they?
uncontested. I think they will. And that's at least, at the very least, you can say that's a more open charge for the USA, which is probably better than that fence line charge where you can't actually get up and over into them. See how these shots are from the CSA.
All right, Red immediately got murdered at the beginning of that. That was glorious to see.
See the buck and ball having a real impact here. Union dropping all over here. This line that formed is just gone immediately. Now we have the USA sitting over the crest of the hill on the other side from the CSA. You know, if I were the CSA here, I'd charge out and knock them out this position. And it looks like they are potentially going to do that. JD moving up a little bit. 10th US getting their loads.
JD seems like there might be a volley in here. Run up and shoot.
We got a point-blank firefight right now. Here goes 10th US round the flank. They're going to just pour a volley of buck and ball in right now. This is going to hurt the Union. Union goes to engaged.
I really didn't see a lot of Union fall there. Maybe 2 or 3.
No, they rushed the volley slightly, but it still put guys down, and they can't afford that. And the Union are charging, and they are running into the entire CSA team there.
Yeah, this is a very impressive battle line CSA has made up here. This is like they're holding.
Will CSA countercharge to try and knock them off this position and take their flags out?
I mean, I don't really see a point in countercharging. Just keep running up, shooting. These
it gets you good tickets though. It gets you good tickets. It knocks the USA off the position, forces USA to come at you again.
I just don't think I don't think the ticket loss as defenders on this map outweighs the little gain you get up here. I think just keep shooting them while they're skirmishing down a line right in front of you is better than wasting tickets that you could just shoot them down with.
Yeah.
Seems like are they bayoneting and going, or let's see what they're doing.
Yeah, a lot of them do not have loads yet. CSA is going to pull up on that hill and just blast them again.
Be nice trying to get to the right flank, maybe just get some separation with the team, get more organized here.
Yeah.
But I think they're just about to get put down, and then they go.
CSA is losing to some tickets here. Obviously, as the defender, they do have less overall tickets. Union, I think, is gonna kind of just cycle push them here and see if they can break the tickets down. They do manage to get some shots off this time at close range. The CSA are dropping on tickets. The Union is going down faster, certainly. That's a good arty shot. It didn't kill a lot, but it knocked down a whole lot, and that leaves them very vulnerable to this 10th US push.
Yeah,
that volley of buck and ball did some damage. I saw a lot of bodies go down there. I mean,
all those guys are skirmishing down the line. All those guys in the front
USA is going to almost be battle ready by the time CSA hits engaged. Taking losses by the time CSA hits engaged. And again, I think this is one of those times where the US needs to reevaluate here and accept they're not going to win this quickly. Maybe pull back and turn this into a longer range, longer time frame match to try and just break down the CSA tickets. And here goes CSA again, up on top of the hill, pouring shots into the Union. This is really bad for the Union. Yeah, they are just getting shredded in here, and here they go. They are pulling back now. And they need to pull back. I mean, they are losing tickets, and the CSA are just not losing any right now because there's no Union left at the fence. Very nice job so far here from this CSA defensive line. They're just putting up a wall that the Union is unable to break through until now.
Remember though, this is still easily winnable. Union on defense, your tickets, especially Duncan Church, can
for sure
disappear very quickly. That's all it takes.
CSA reforming this very impressive line here. Union re-coordinating and trying to figure out what to do. They still haven't killed this. They still haven't killed this first lieutenant from the 10th US just sitting in this bush. Brutish, if you're USA here, what's your move to try and get back in this game? Right now, you're a long way down on tickets. I do think this is a smart play from them. They've finally taken some arty guns, and they're going to start shooting that CSA force in the middle. Is their play here to slow it down and try and just shoot the CSA down a little bit and regain some tickets on them?
I definitely think getting Artie more into play is the answer. I mean, you can't just let them stand up there unopposed. I think that's kind of half of their problem is CSA can just stand out in this open field without worrying about Artie.
Well, and for me as well, this defilade that Artie is shooting over here is actually a good place for Union to stand in this fight. It puts them a little further from the CSA, gives them some defilade cover, lets them be a little further so that the CSA is not able to just buck and ball blast them at close range like that. But 10th US, I think, actually is going to go potentially take the Artie. No, they're responding to a left side push from the Union, right side push even.
I think slowing it down is definitely an answer. If you want to guarantee a win here, I think slowing it down, using your rifled muskets over their 42s as an advantage, and using defilade cover, rising volleys,
Yep.
you know, stuff like that.
That
I really think it's the answer.
That artillery shot hit right where the USA were a couple minutes ago, but they are no longer there. And Union now splitting up. 9th Corps going right, rest of the team going left. I think this is a relatively smart decision here. 9th Corps has a fairly significant portion of men in the team. I mean, they have, what are they at? Like 20 odd men? Yeah, 20 men. You know, that's close to a third of the overall Union force. So it's big enough that the CSA has to respond, or else they've got a significant problem on their flank, but small enough that most of the team is still together.
I mean, if 9th Corps is quick about it on this right flank, they can get down the road and kind of take CSA Artie and kind of shoot it to the side, and it seems like we have, as I say that, 8th Georgia moving back to the start.
And look at this 10th US force. They have a very good understanding of what their buck and ball can and can't do. Every time they want to volley, they sprint forwards to get close before they open fire, and I think that's a very smart way to play with buck and ball. The CSA does now go down to engage the Union, about to hit, taking losses here. And this Union force out in the bush, it is actually 5th Florida, elements of Sussy with them out in the bush, are going to get shredded by this buck and ball if they're not careful. That artillery shot exploded about 300 yards too long, but did direct impact someone. 10th US charging. 10th US going to take this group out of here.
All right, yeah.
They do take him out. The flag might make it out unless someone is able to shoot him. Tank Cranker chasing him down, does get him. Union not quite taking losses yet. CSA, MSG now claiming these cannons. They haven't actually killed the artillery crew who's firing.
Now we gotta pay back attention to 9th Corps in the woods. They're kind of, since this push on the left, it's kind of been wiped out. They're kind of just left alone in the woods.
Captain is going to kill both these artillery guys, and this may take them to taking losses here.
And 9th Corps get into a charge of the woods against 8th Georgia here.
Yeah, we're moving over to see that. CSA brings the Union down to taking losses. 9th Corps getting in close, but again, they're going up against buck and ball, and I think that's going to hurt pretty bad every time. They do have more guys back behind. 1st Delaware joining them, but 9th Corps is going to get wiped in there. 8th Georgia is going to countercharge them. They have 2 officers coming in, and that's going to be the end of the 9th Corps push. CSA do lose some tickets. I'm not sure where they're losing them exactly. I don't know if a few guys stayed up here for too long on the right side for CSA, but they do lose some tickets there. Bus and Johans are back up again with the artillery, going to try and get some shots off on the CSA group. They need to shorten that fuse as low as it can go. I think they were just trying to get quick shots off earlier, so we'll see how low they set the fuse. I mean, they could definitely hit with canister from this range.
It seems like he's able to shot. And yeah, I mean, that's another almost full team wipe on Union, and CSA is in total control of the battlefield. Like,
Yeah.
total control.
Yeah.
Nowhere for Union to go that CSA can't. It seems like Bus is about to let it rip, so let's see how good this shot is.
Kills one guy. It was a little too low. A lot of the canister hit the dirt in front of them, just aimed a little bit low. If that was a touch higher, that would have been pretty deadly, I think. And I think what the Union needs to do here, in my opinion, is I think this cornfield fence is not a bad position. I think they can sit there and trade shots, especially if the CSA is going to form that kind of skirmish line that they have been, crouching, you know, even if you're not getting as many of them because they've got some decent cover, you can see, you would still be able to see them from the Union position. And every one of those tickets is skirmishing over a few minutes of skirmishing tickets. The CSA is going to go down pretty significantly.
I feel like if you want to win this game as quick as possible, you just need to commit to a full team. Everybody go right, or everybody go left, or everybody go center.
Yeah, although the problem I see there is that the Union, if they commit everyone one side, the CSA is going to commit everyone one side, and again, you're running into a ton of buck and ball, and the fences are really hard to charge when an enemy with buck and ball is already in position there. Union does get this right flank again. I think this is probably their best position because it means they're not charging an entrenched CSA position on a fence line. They do get to kind of move through the woods, but they need everyone else there.
Seems like 9th Corps is getting out of spawn right now, about halfway to the woods. They're taking a more direct route.
Yeah. CSA moving, kind of forming line on the other side of the road that cuts through the woods here, and they're just going to try and hold their position and let the Union come into them, I would expect. And we've got Twink Splitter here from the CSA artillery. He's going to try and get a shot off on the Union arty. Let's see how this is. He's still aiming, and he's got to get that shot off now. Now or never. He's going to miss it if he doesn't shoot now. And he does not fire. Most of 9th Corps does make it across that road. They take one casualty from the looks of things, so they do get across there. So now we've got the Union all in the woods, facing off against most of the CSA. Let's see how they play this. I mean, if they stand in the woods and use some rocks and stuff for cover and just shoot it out for a little while, they may be able to break down the CSA tickets a little bit. CSA still standing in lines on this side, and we do have a group going round the other flank. Who is this over here? It is SR going around the left flank. They might be able to get themselves in a position where they can pick up a few tickets from behind.
I mean, I think that's if CSA is going to play Victory Hill or play the double here, I think the best thing to do is try to encircle them as best as possible.
Yeah. 10th US did push in close, use their shots, and 59th is immediately charging once 10th US have used their shots. And this is what they have to do. They have to wait for that volley. If the volley's not super effective, they got to charge them immediately before they get a chance to load. CSA does not have their shots here. A few of them do.
Coming in from the flank as well.
But the Union is actually going to get a full-scale charge this time. 10th US falling back towards their allies on the road here. You can see the damage that's done to the CSA tickets, though. Even though there haven't been a ton of kills, they've managed to pick up some stragglers. Those are all skirmishing.
And finally, USA has CSA on the run. Let's see how
they are going to run right back into their lines on the road, though. We'll see if they're aware. 8th Georgia is still looking towards that far right, and they might just get slammed in the flank here. They do have their loads. JD, 10th US pulling back into the nipple. I think that's the smart play here. Use the fence line for cover. Now it's like the counter play of what we normally see of USA being on the nipple, having taken it, and the CSA shooting them from the wood line. Okay, Union does stop, and they are basically playing this like CSA does when Union takes the nipple now. They're going to stop, use the caissons, use the church, and just fire at them from here with the CSA very clustered up on that fence line. Difference is the Union doesn't have buck and ball.
And they better be, they better keep their brain on the fact that, CSA spawn is right behind them.
That was a Union artillery shot going too far and almost nailing the Union.
We already have some CSA respawns already getting into the woods, about to flank this Union group.
Yeah, it's not a ton. They got to be careful if those guys do charge in, because those will be skirmishing tickets pretty quickly. SR pushing up on the flank, they're going to start shooting in from a different direction. So the CSA now finally is starting to lose tickets, and the Union's starting to catch up that deficit. You can see they've gone from a full morale stage down to more like half a morale stage down in the last few minutes. So this is a good development from the Union's point of view. I think they did a nice job of timing that 10th US volley before they pushed.
59 New York's making a play for the defilade. They're coming up the fence. Seems like they're going to try to get into the flank of the CSA group on the nipple.
Yeah, will 9th Corps go in from the other flank? It's the Sussy guys right now. Looks like primarily 59th. They're moving up onto this fence line. They're going to put a volley into them. But again, they are point-blank range now, and they're against Buck and Ball. That's going to be very difficult to swallow.
And of course now hitting from the forest. They're flanking them, so let's see how this goes.
But again, you know, the CSA did not all turn to face that Union push, so they still get shots into them, and now the CSA reinforcements hitting the 9th Corps stragglers in the rear. Few more Union guys still in that defilade, but Union, I think here, are losing all that hard work that they just did to regain the tickets. I liked the idea of that push there, but I think it's just a mistake to get into a close range fight like that against Buck and Ball. And this Union artillery has yet to nail in their fuse timing. Of course, I don't think these are normal artillerymen. I think there are a couple of infantrymen playing as Arnie. But 10th US here doing what we've seen all night so far, using their Buck and Ball advantage, pushing up to the front fence, getting in close, and just pounding the Union at close range. And that's going to be the end of that Union group.
Yeah, that last volley was...
Flags trying to get out of there. They do have to get the flags out of there. Still trying to get them out. You know, Union is closer than they were on tickets, but they got back to within, what, a third of a morale stage, and now they're back to probably half to 3/4 down again. The good news is they've kind of got a foothold on Victory Hill, but I don't think they're going to make it back in time. I think this 10th US force is just going to reclaim it and go back to doing what they did at the start of the game, just fucking blasting the Union in that defilade. Here they go, reforming that initial battle line we saw at the start of the game. I think Union needs to do what they did earlier that got them that ticket lead back, which was getting into the woods. That was pretty brutal, and again, I am loving the way 10th US are playing with the Buck and Ball, and JD following their lead here, also pushing up close and firing into them. I think this is a absolute clinic in how to defend aggressively right now.
Yeah, I am back. My game crashed. Yeah. I love defending aggressively. I think it's one of those strategies where as stupid as it sounds, it just comes down to just kill more of them than they kill of you.
I think the 10th US are going to get their loads just in time for this push here. They do. Oh, wow. Jesus. I mean, that was almost a full team of Buck and Ball into that Union charge, and the charge just evaporated there.
Let's see how aggressive CSA gets, dude. Do they want to get on this front fence and hold almost into their spawn, or just keep holding the?
No, I think they're going to go back. I think they're going to go back to the hill. You can see the majority of their force already moving back. A few guys still out here, but most of them moving back now. You got to say though, these guys who are still standing out here, they are stragglers. If they take a few of those hits, those are skirmishing kills. Union is not terribly far behind anymore. It's 3/4 of morale stage. It's not the position you'd want to be in as Union. But we saw it when they were in the woods earlier, how quickly you can make up the tickets as the attacker. So, you know, the CSA, I think, do still need to continue playing this defensively and conservatively. I love the aggressive defense. I don't think they can go more aggressive. That was a nice Artie shot on the position there. It actually exploded a tiny bit long, not quite as good as I first thought. It direct impacted, but it's hitting right where Union is regrouping every time.
Yeah, I just see a leg sticking through that fence where that guy was.
Yeah. But yeah, like I was saying, you know, the CSA I still think needs to play it smart and conservative and make sure that they're not going crazy with going aggressive, because they can drop very quickly if they overstretch themselves.
Yeah, just keep doing what you've been doing the entire game. No reason to change it at this point.
Union does now have an officer and 3 guys running single guns on artillery. So they would be hoping that they can start getting some shots into that Victory Hill defilade if they can, and just break up the CSA defensive line. That's going to really help their infantry out.
I think they're about to get charged out though.
And
At least
actually,
shot at by MSG.
Pyro is loading a 4th gun. They're going to load all of these guns, I think, and just pre-aim them and try and blast them off. Bus re-aiming his gun. Does he have canister? Does he have shell? They're going to get charged. He's got to fire it now if he's going to fire it.
He's about to fire
What's
it.
he got? The CSA spreading out in such a way that he's not going to get any real kills. And he was loaded with shell, unfortunately, so it just flew straight through. Hudson has a pistol. Let's see how he does with it. He gets one and goes down.
Don't leave me here.
Easy tickets for CSA here.
This would be the time for Union to push in because the CSA has stretched themselves a little bit. They have guys retreating back behind the church. Who is this? This is the JD going back behind the church. They have guys pulling back to the left again. They're just kind of spreading out again. Looks like they're maybe not certain that they want to hold the Victory Hill. I guess they are close to breaking. They don't want to get flanked. You can see Union is, I think, making the smart play here and making the move to that right side where they had success earlier.
You just gotta bait out those first bucket ball shots. I mean, it kind of is what killed us on roulette lane. You know, our bucket ball shots at the beginning of the charges were getting baited out, and by the time a second wave of Rebs would hit the stone wall, nobody would have shots, and we would lose the charge. I think they, and by they I mean you'd have to try to bait out those bucket ball shots better. It's what they did the first time they got into the flank earlier. And
I think the reason why it worked well in the woods was in particular because they had good cover, so not all of those buck and ball shots were hitting. The 10th US pulled up close again. They got a good volley off. When they were in the open, it would have been devastating like it has been throughout the game, but in that instance, they hit a lot of rocks and trees and didn't get the same level of effectiveness, so the Union were able to immediately enact that charge. And I wonder here if Union will start pre-capping this, because CSA not far from going breaking here.
Well, they have currently nobody running towards point, so...
Yeah, they're not far off, though, and the thing for the CSA, they got to stay relatively close to the point here, because being a ways off, if you give the point to the Union, and the Union is able to set up a defensive line along the fence, they will have the advantage in that charge, and they'll be able to potentially repel it when the CSA comes in to try and recapture the point.
Yeah, just kind of steal the game from them.
I'm interested to see, yeah, 59th, looks like 59th is going towards the point with 9th Corps. I think we're going to see probably a taking of the nipple and maybe that defilade in front of point, which in my opinion is my favorite place in the game. Rather than the nipple is sitting in this defilade right here in front of the church and pulling up to the fence when you need to, pulling back a little bit when you need to, but you kind of control the field from there. You can see everything coming from both sides.
Yeah, you take a step up, you're capturing. You take a step down, you're not. It's simple.
I think this is a mistake, I think, from the CSA. It's the first one I've seen from them tonight. They've been very, very good, but pulling so far back and kind of hoping that you don't go down to breaking while you're way off point. With a few guys still up here, the Union may be able to pick off those couple tickets, half cap it, and get it won immediately before the CSA can react.
But Union's not even on point yet. They might not be aware that this entire force is here entirely.
Yeah,
it's hard to see through these woods.
They got to react quickly. MSG is slipping back to the rest of the line. I would hesitate to call it a turtle yet, because they are still in position where they can be reached. They're not all the way back at spawn. One line is all the way back at spawn. The 8th Georgia is way back there, but it looks like they're moving out towards the right now. But everyone else is in a position where they can be reached.
Red's taking that defilade now. Trying to move to the left here.
Yeah, and I would imagine here they'll probably send a few guys onto point to start doing some work with it. I wonder as well if the Union will go get on the CSA artillery and load them with canister and get them aimed up at the CSA. No sign of early. There they go. They're starting to early cap it now, just a little bit. We'll see if CSA comes out. If CSA comes out, they could very well go to breaking very suddenly and end up losing this game. That was a Union arty shot that I believe killed a single Union man on the church, and not just killed him, fucking obliterated him. There's just a pool of blood and I think that's a leg or an arm.
Yeah, it's
I'm
a
not
leg.
sure.
It's a leg. It's a leg.
Yeah, it is a leg. There is an arm and a torso in there as well, if you look closely.
Well, it seems like they keep pulling farther back. They're not falling for the bait at all.
Yeah, Union is going to have to go search him out and try and get some kills, which is what 5th Florida are doing right now. I think they've spotted them. They're moving more or less in the exact direction. Either that or CSA have just pulled back to the position that they can, which is close to their spawn, and the Union knows where their spawn is. Does Union cap it? Union might cap here. I don't know if they're meaning to. No, they do get off it now.
Yeah. Okay.
They have CSA Rambos in front of them, the 59th. They could get some tickets here. If they are going. Red sees them. He's going into those woods to try and pick up those out of lines. If those guys are out of line, 4 out of line tickets might not do it, but it's going to get them close, certainly. Starting to cap again. They run past two. They run past 2 CSA guys there, but they do get 2 other out of lines. CSA about to go here. Any second now. They are going for the point. They're not going to make it there before the Union cap it. Will the Union cap it before they go breaking, though? They go breaking. Union getting on point. Are they in time? I think the CSA are in time.
No, they're not. You have to get past the church to start capping. They're not even close.
Yep. Wow. Very sudden turnaround there. Brutish, your thoughts?
I think it just shows how quickly, as defenders, a game can get taken out from under you.
Yeah, I agree completely. And I think I thought the 10th US played that almost perfectly. For 90% of that, I thought that was really, really good. And I thought it was odd for them to try and change their strategy so late. What they had been doing worked really well. And then they suddenly got conservative and tried to play this turtling game to see if they could stay out of breaking. And I hate to say it, everyone's aware of the turtling these days. And what's going to happen when you turtle is the enemy's just going to pull right up in your face, go into the desertion zone and see if they can kill you and instantly cap the point and win.
The only way it works is on maps where you can get completely out the fight. Like on Dunker's Church, you can't really turtle.
There's no place to go where you can't be hit at all.
Yeah, like,
but
you can't really do that.
look at those casualties there. The Union in the early game went to almost 200 casualties before the CSA had even hit like 90. So very well played from the CSA. The Union has we are going to see a side switch now, and the 5th Florida have to hold this until it reaches 9 minutes on the timer. 9 minutes and 1 second is the time in which the 10th US has to capture it. That's not super quick. You'd think the 10th US might be able to do that. We'll see how the 5th Florida defend this, and we'll be back shortly for map 2. And we are back for round 2. 10th US on the attack this time. They are going to be having to win this by the time it gets to 9 minutes and 1 second left on the black clock in order to win the game on the tiebreaker. And right away, I was just saying to Brutish between the games, I was wondering whether the 5th Florida would try and take a page out of 10th US's book in the way that they defend it, and they're doing exactly that right now. They're sitting in Victory Hill defilade, right as just as the 10th US did when they played CSA. So we'll see how it works for them. Let's see the breakdown. They have slightly less guys on Buck and Ball, actually. You know, they only have 26. You know, the other team had 50 guys on Buck and Ball. You know, it does make it easier in terms of getting their lines organized. That was an early artillery shot. I don't think it got 1 kill, maybe 2 from the looks of it. Hit right near the nipple, didn't quite nail them though.
Well, look at this arty layout we have on CSA now. We got CSA has more arty as CSA than they did as USA. The TEF US is also kind of going light on arty, which is surprising.
Very interesting. Yeah. So the USA with 6 guys in artillery, CSA with 5 guys. Numbers are still, well, not quite even. The USA now does have a 9-man advantage over the CSA. Earlier on, it was a little more even than that. USA trying to bait them here. Look at this. They started going towards the left. One group now immediately sprinting back towards the center. Both groups now immediately sprinting towards the center.
I think they might be waiting for their artillery barrage from the back arty. It seems like everybody's getting pre-aimed. They're going to shoot at once.
Yeah, I mean, we saw in the last game that the Union had real trouble cracking the defenses on Victory Hill when the CSA were already set there without artillery support. This is the kind of place where you would think artillery support could be really effective in just knocking down, if nothing else, the lines behind the hill.
Reporting live, it's Battle Line Network.
And we do have Bus now joining us, which is just great. I'm so happy about that.
Yeah.
Battle Line Network.
Bus, do you care to comment on some of those awful artillery shots I saw from you?
I've never played arty before in my life.
Yeah, it looked like it. I could tell.
That's the first
I mean, I saw a shot you shot on the left side.
Anybody?
No, you
actually,
landed about 300 yards long with one of your
Damn
shots. I've never seen someone put the fuse so beyond what it needs to be. Here goes Union for their first push on the hill here. CSA has spread out a little bit. Their whole line is not there. They've got most of the line there, though. Let's see how this goes for them.
I'm going to assume not well. I'll be honest. I told Zoo, I said, this looks kind of limp dick. And then I left. I said, I don't want to be here anymore. So now I'm gone.
Yeah, we'll see how CSA defends this. It would be just like 5th Florida to kind of snake out a victory on time here.
Well, I would certainly hope so.
They managed it last season on that Hills counterattack map that was played very strangely.
That's very
Union
true.
charge, good up,
That's
that's
very
far
true.
up
They
above.
manage it. What is this? The semifinal?
Yeah, this is the semis.
Semifinal. Okay. Do we have any updates on how the other match is going?
I have not heard anything yet, which I assume means it's not finished, and we'll hear soon. That was a long game though, that first one. 40 minutes, close to 40 minutes, a little under.
We can have a look. Schoolhouse Ridge, Harper's Ferry. Let's see what Sevi's status is.
59th New York do wipe one Union group on the left flank here. Another Union group
easy
getting around the
flank
right.
shots.
MSG going around the right flank here. CSA
nice
detaching
target
some
shot.
guys.
Just knocked down all the 9th Corps guys. So sad.
This is what I assumed you were trying to do with artillery, Bus, was shooting behind that hill.
Yeah,
and
I didn't know how
help
to
your
do it.
guys out, but
No,
it
honestly,
did
I was
not
just trying
work.
to shoot it. Well, we weren't supposed to have artillery, so I was doing a really bad no thing by being
Yeah.
on there.
Well, towards the end, it looks like you had 4 guns running, and none of them hitting anything.
Four guns running between 3 dudes.
Yep. You know, the only time I saw you get any kills was when you nailed a single Union man on Dunker Church.
Yeah.
Oh, that was. Jay,
Oh,
not me.
that was a brutal arty
that
shot.
hurt.
The Union's got to time this up. If they time it and charge right after one of these artillery shots, they're going to take that position.
Well, Sussy seems like they're hunting this Union flanking group in the woods right now.
Honestly,
They're
I
just
would say CSA
looking
should
for
charge
it.
this position out.
I think they need to be
CSA
playing it how the 10th US did, pulling up on top of the hill, blasting them at close range, and then pulling back, which they are starting to do a
Yeah.
little bit.
But not the whole CSA is here. It's only a certain group.
And a pretty major difference here as well is, we mentioned this before you came in, CSA put 50 men on Buck and Ball. The Union only has 20, or the CSA in this round only has 26. So there's significantly less potential for that close range volley impact.
Yeah, they were supposed to stack it. I think 9th Corps was meant to go.
And the Union Arty continuing to nail these shots in the center. CSA has maybe a very slight ticket lead. It's not by much by any means, though.
I don't think they do actually. Union has ticket lead.
I think it's pretty even.
Yeah. Well, if it's even and you're the defender, that means you're losing.
Yeah.
well, it
The
seems
only
like
way that you're winning as a CSA. is if you're winning
CSA
as a-
have more or less now hunted down the last of this MSG group that went to flank,
Yeah.
though. That's going to help them out with getting some skirmishing and out of line tickets at least.
they're about to wipe the rest of them.
Yeah,
It seems like
although
they're
they go
powering
they-
into the
Victory
church.
Hill.
yeah. I thought they were going to go wipe the artillery first and get some out of line tickets of their own. They do get wiped there, but CSA is going down on tickets slowly but surely.
If CSA wants to win this, they're gonna have to charge out that fucking hill. They have to get their numbers and charge it out.
Yeah, I mean, we saw on the first game the CSA defending extremely aggressively, and it worked very, very well because they... Oh, brutal arty shot again. Because
Tell you
they...
what, man, I heard the words frontline defense, and this is not frontline defense.
Yeah.
This is defilade defense.
I mean, they're defending higher up than you would normally see, but they're not doing it aggressively enough to actually stop the Union.
I think they're slowly just gonna get wiped due to arty. I think.
I mean,
TFUS
yeah,
is
those
good.
artillery shots are having
Just keep shooting.
serious impact right now.
Like no reason. TFUS has plenty of time to sit on the
Oh,
other side of
there's
Victory
another
Hill.
one. CSA
As
goes
I'm
down to
saying.
engaged.
As I'm saying it, they can just wait on their arty just to get them down to
And
engage.
here goes 10th US pulling in close now that artillery is hit.
I'll be honest, man. Perhaps if Zoo put professionals on the cannons rather than me going rogue, we would have won that first map a little bit easier.
Yeah. Yeah, I
right
mean,
now
we were
it's
talking
looking
about it in commentary. Like, you just needed something to break up the CSA defensive line in that deflate. CSA is now pulling back.
Frontline defense, my ass.
I wonder here, and I hope we don't see it, but I wonder if CSA turtles here and tries to make the Union cap the point and see if they can push them down to...
Doubt it, but watch this drive.
There's nowhere to turn. There's nowhere to go.
You can turtle enough that you slow the game down at least. It's confusion in the CSA ranks. Some of them hold up on the fence. Some of them continue retreating. They're going to lose even more out of lines here. That is very painful for those CSA guys who stayed there. That has really cost their tickets. You can see they went down a quarter of a morale stage with that.
I think they're just gonna cap here.
I think they will as well. I think they stopped. I mean, we know this is a time-based game. I think Union stops the clock now and forces CSA to come out and fight again. And I don't think the CSA has the ability here, from being engaged and the Union being much higher on tickets than them, to push them all the way to last stand.
Yeah, there's no way.
Union is capping. Yep. CSA taking up positions on the flank, getting ready to push back in. We've got 59th New York and some 9th Corps guys moving off to the left. Looks like they're going to be coming
Hopefully
in from
they
the
do
nipple.
cap here for CSA. and
Yeah, I
that'd be
mean
nice
that's
for
what the
them.
CSA needs. They need to get some tickets back and re-establish a defensive line. If they can wipe the Union, cap the point, and go re-establish that defensive line and do a better job of it this time, they can slow the game down a little bit.
Yeah, maybe don't play Stinky Stinkton, you know? If you want to win, you got to play the game.
Yep.
You have to put your pinky on shift and your ring finger on W, and then your index on V. And then
Oh,
the
you're
other
a pinky on shift guy. I'm a ring finger on shift kind of guy.
Well, my push to
That's
talk is on my
disgusting.
right alt.
Oh,
So
okay.
my
My
thumb
push to
is
talk
under
is on a mouse button. You know, really.
push to
Well,
talk's
I
a
play
cancel out.
guitar quite often, and so my
All right,
hand
seems
can
like
stretch
CSA
quite wide.
is going for a quick
Thus-
counterattack
Oh,
here
this
too.
is nice. I'm gonna kill a guy.
You gotta use your bucket ball to your advantage
Kill
here.
him.
Oh, the right side of the Union line getting decimated there by that volley from the 59th, no, 5th Florida even. They do go engaged now. 59th now hitting. The Union is going to lose this position here, I'm pretty sure. But what the CSA needs to do is cap it back as soon as possible so their tickets go up high rather than breaking the Union tickets.
Yep.
If that is what they're trying to do, maybe they do try and push them to last stand. But I think that's going to be very
There's
difficult
no
in this
way.
position.
That'd be
There's
so
no way.
funny though.
We still have a lot of guys standing behind the church. It looks like they're spawning flags and just standing there getting kits. CSA needs to finish this push before the Union retakes Victory Hill, because what's going to happen right now, what I can see happening is they do get the point back, but Union captures Victory Hill, and then we're in a normal game of Dunker, which is very rarely advantageous for CSA.
I don't think CSA has won this charge yet.
They haven't.
It's the
They have
Lions.
more. They have more guys there.
Why did I have you turned down, Brutish?
Because
Oh,
he's a little bitch in coordination. That's why.
yeah.
He doesn't
I'm
even
bitching about it and play until we get to play Burnside Bridge and Bloody Lane.
Okay, CSA is going to get the point back here. They're going to get some tickets back, go up to like 3/4 of the way through engaged. But Union is going to have the Victory Hill, and CSA is going to have to think very carefully about how they defend this from here.
Honestly, they could still play frontline defense. And if they want to play frontline defense, they actually have to play frontline defense.
Union actually trying to move back up here. I think they're gonna get killed
That's
on
a
the way forwards
mistake.
for sure.
Yeah.
No,
That's
I
what
think they're doing it on purpose.
You think trying to
Trying to
bring their tickets down? Yep. Yeah, which I think is smart.
I always
wouldn't.
tell my guys to not shoot them as we're capping the point, so we get more tickets back. Doesn't
Yeah.
make any sense.
Yeah, and on the Union side of things, when you're the attackers and they're counterattacking, I always say hold the arty shots, hold your rifle shots until the moment they recap, and then immediately blast
Yep,
them because then their tickets go.
Exactly.
Even
Even
if
if I'm
they're
in
trying
a
to get off
situation-
point here.
No, I think they're just trying to get out of there before
Yeah.
the artillery hits them as they cap it.
Yep, there it is.
Recaptured.
That was a stupid time to send an arty shot. Should have
Yeah,
waited.
just the wrong timing. So here we are back at engaged to engaged, 34 minutes. We got to say it's worth noting at this point in the game, CSA in the other round were very much still battle ready, and Union were already low engaged.
I'll tell you what.
I mean,
They're
it's
gonna
not
have to
terrible.
win this match.
The CSA
CSA 's gonna have to win.
needs to win for sure, and I wouldn't be surprised here if we see them sit back in the wood line now and try and continue doing this turtle, make them cap, charge them out. You know, like that.
Well,
it is a valid strategy. It works.
Well, just make them come to you as well. I mean, there's no reason to get aggressive here. Just play as conservative.
Yeah,
play
they're
the clock.
gonna want to waste as much time as possible here.
Yeah, waste as much time as possible.
It's 25 minutes more that they have to take off the clock before losing, and right now they're already halfway through engaged. It's hard to see them wasting 25 minutes of time here.
And I would be using this time as already just to get a canister cannon ready up here.
Let's see if they are doing it. We have
to pray.
They're charging now. Let's see what happens.
orders pre-aimed on this fence line. Let's see if he's got canister in there. This could be a really solid hit on the 10th. 10th coming up. He's firing. Is he firing? You gotta shoot that. You gotta shoot that. You're not gonna get a better shot than that.
Or just shoot it, brother.
The CSA, the USA does a good job of stopping in the def lane actually, so he doesn't quite have the shot on them. But you're gonna
Well,
get
if he was
some
like
kills.
me,
He
was
needs to
like
fire
me,
it down.
He would hit that.
He's trying to re-aim it for the fence line here. You just gotta get the shot off. He does shoot. It hits the dirt. Doesn't get anyone.
No, it hits one person. I saw him hit it one.
Oh yeah, but sorry, I lied. When you shot that canister shot at the def lane earlier, you killed one man.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. CSA playing a kind of further back frontline defense here. They do pull up to close range on the nipple, which I think is the right position for them to be in. With Buck and Ball at close range, they should win this engagement handily.
I mean, yeah, I was about to say they could get up and over, kind of shoot down into the def lane, and then kind of
Yeah,
stop
it'd
from
be
the
nice
front
to have.
side.
It'd be nice to have that cap right now to stop that timer.
CSA actually starting to break down CSA actually starting to break down the Union tickets here. They have gone ahead on the ticket stage now. Oh, that's a good arty shot.
Yeah, very good arty shot.
And there,
He just pulled back from the cap, from the def lane.
and the CSA, the 5th Florida team here, is having real issues with this artillery. I mean, the 10th US, we talked about it at the start of the game, have a very good artillery battery, and they're showing it here. I mean, so far, this has been the most effective I've seen artillery be in a long time.
Where's Where's the rest of the CSA team right now? Oh, okay.
A whole bunch of them behind the church.
Well, they need to be coming out here and killing these guys because this is a turkey shoot for them. But no, just sit back. They lost their chance to get even more kills. Awful fucking play by the CSA sitting back behind the church.
Yep.
If you have a position like that, you need to take full advantage of it, especially when you're in this kind of fucking situation.
They're all pulling back into the
It's
woods
not
now.
good.
I think they're going to keep trying to do this. Pull the USA onto the point and then shoot them down. I think that's not bad play from them overall in terms of the idea of it. But again, they're continuing to lose stragglers every time they do this. You can see a few out of line kills and they're back level on tickets again.
Well, it seems like they're moving into the woods to beat him at the fence, but I really don't know if Union's going to get over the fence. It seems like Union just got a hold of here for a second.
Do the CSA see these two scouts? This is what we've been seeing all game. There's Union scouts at a very close range to the CSA who have been alive all game.
Yeah,
Zapstar does see him. He misses his first shot. Does he get these two guys? Gets one.
Got one.
Did he see the other one? He didn't see the other one. He ran back.
Godzilla! How does he survive? Same guy from the other year.
This time it looks like Ord is re-aiming that cannon to be on the fence line this time rather than in that gap. Somehow Hudson and Godhunter survived that arty shot that landed on top of the cannon they were rolling.
Nah, it's fine.
Union moving back onto kind of the side of point here. Don't know if they're going to start capping it or not. The time is still very high. They have 20 more minutes to win this, and CSA is about to go taking losses.
I'm actually here. I need to plug a quick advertisement. Nature Valley Crunch Bars. Now 20% off if you go to what's the one website?
Probably Nature Valley.
Jebbush. No, jebbush.com. Type in the code BLN and you will get Nature Valley bars for 50% off.
That canister shot did get a couple of kills, but the Union charging out the artillery. Both sides taking losses at exactly the same time. And Bus, honestly, I couldn't tell you if that was a real advertisement or not. Could not fucking tell you. My gut says it's not, but you know, you gave it very professionally.
Go to bluechew.com and type in BLN right now for all your running.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, you know, even though I know it's not real, you gave it very professionally enough so that I thought maybe it was.
Alright, well, back to the game. The Rebels are, it seems like, encircling the Union force that's on the depot, just kind of wiping them.
Yeah, they are wiping them, but the 10th US is going to hit the flank of that Rebel force. Artillery hitting again and again.
Not really hitting anybody, though. Let's see what happens here. They're lining up for a volley. I wonder if they know that there's a CSA force right behind them on the church.
And as much as they did get that line wiped, those were horrible artillery shots in terms of what they did to the CSA. The CSA is almost gone there.
Terrible.
Point recapped. 7 minutes to take him from taking losses to last stand if they decide they want to do that. And I think they have to at this point.
Yeah, you got to go for it. But I don't know
because if you, at this point, retaking it is going to get the Union almost down to breaking. You can't recap at breaking.
Well, I'll be honest. The defenders are getting better and better with each cap. Okay, so maybe the key is capping and it's killing and capping. We'll see.
CSA goes to breaking. Union pushing back up. CSA's force is not in position yet. I do think they're going to try and make a last stand push here. That's what I would be doing in this situation, certainly.
It's the Hail Mary you got. I mean, there's nothing you can really do here.
It's 1.5 morale stages in 6 minutes. It's possible. And it's also possible to lock down the point on Dunkers to get an overtime going. Definitely not easy, but possible.
Overtime doesn't work the same way it used to, silly Billy.
It does still work. You can trigger an infinite overtime if the Union doesn't get on point.
As soon as one guy gets on point, it triggers the little circle at the compass, and then once that fills up, you lose.
Yeah.
Not in my experience. I don't believe you guys. Not one bit.
You don't have to, Bus. You don't have to.
Tried
it's okay.
that one time.
Well, that was. Are you thinking of that Prime Millhouse we played a few?
Yeah, it was stupid.
Yeah, that one was when they had just patched it and they'd made it. They messed it up and they repatched it since then.
I really don't know what they're going for with the overtime rules, because they changed it and said that we don't want it to be infinite, and now it's infinite again. So
well, I think it's now possible to make it infinite, but it's much harder because you have to actually stop the the enemy force from getting on the point. So the Union is going to hold an advanced position here, which you would think would help the CSA because it lets them get in close range and get a charge off fairly easily. And you would think here as well, if they get a charge and wipe the whole Union team, they should go to breaking probably.
Yeah.
Well, it would help the CSA if they actually went out to the right and did something with it.
Yeah. If they're trying to last stand up here, they're not going to do it this way.
Yeah, they're running out of time here. They're trying to regroup their whole force, and it's just taking a long time right now. Got 4.5 minutes to get it done. It's not a lot of time.
I mean, at this point, you just kind of have to slam into the face of them, use your bucket ball to your advantage, and just outkill them. You don't really have time to reorganize, get these flanking routes going, and you don't really have time to do any of this. You just got to go.
Tell you what, Ninth Corps, it's really funny seeing all your V privates and then them not actually having a name because their tags are too long.
Oh yeah.
Hey, dude, don't worry about it.
It's a sign of great respect.
Unless his name is just V private.
Maybe it is.
We have veteran privates, veteran corporals, veteran sergeants, and first
V
sergeants.
captain.
We have veteran captains.
We
Veteran
don't have a lot of V captains.
No, not really.
Holy kite.
What
Okay,
else?
CSA, you got to start getting in their fence and getting some kills off here. It's kind of now or never now. You got 3.5 minutes to get them down to last stand. Obviously, you can trigger an overtime, but I don't know. This one group in advance, it's 59th. I could have predicted that. They are usually towards the front of advances.
And-
Wow! Good God, that was frightening artillery.
Yeah, they're all dead except 4 of them.
I guess the one thing you could say, they baited all the artillery shots, so the rest of the team can get in there without getting slaughtered by it.
That is very true.
Well, if they, do something.
They are getting in. They are getting in now. Putting shots into the flank. With the bucket ball. See how this goes.
Everybody on that front fence for the Union is now dead, so let's see.
But the CSA got to get out of that nipple pretty soon, or else they're going to get hit by that Arty again, and they're going to end up in a position where they have to regroup again, and they don't have time for that.
And they're getting up and over right there. There you go.
Union very close to breaking here. This you would think would take them to breaking in the next minute or so, and then the CSA have to absolutely lock down point and stop anyone getting there. Artillery is now reloaded. It does knock down a few guys and slow the charge down a little bit.
See, now they're just holding on the straight rail. They're not moving down to finish wiping this group on the right.
Another good Arty shot. I mean,
CSA's got to push over. I don't know what they're doing.
now they're going. Now they're going.
Yeah, they're fine.
They hit final push. Minute and 52 seconds.
All right, now they're going to be at breaking.
Union does hit breaking. Do they continue coming up to Victory Hill?
I know a glitch that'll take us back to battle ready.
What's the
Oh,
glitch? Is it
that-
restarting the server? Yeah.
Yeah.
Just crashed the server.
No, just full restart. No one will
Happened
notice.
the other day. Okay, well, CSA is recapping here. They're going to
Yeah,
do it.
they're not rushing to get off the point at all.
Shh. I think they're trying to just get it in their favor so it doesn't immediately go back to the Union if Union take it. I hope.
I hope you're right.
I can't hear any in-game chat, so I don't really know what's going on down here.
They're just saying spread out on point. They don't want to get fucked by Arty. You know, the usual.
Yeah, what are they going to do here? Union might counter push this. They've got some guys going over the hill right now. Those are out-of-line
Would be
tickets.
funny.
Does
they're just
CSA
holding-
stay? CSA stays. I think this is a really strange decision for me.
Yep.
Because now they're going to have to hold.
Yeah.
Ah,
Well, as soon as they recapture, you're just going to charge them with the game, or just keep them there and just shoot them down in the last round. And then win the game.
Oh, there's the artillery shot. Yeah, and the problem is, if they sit here, the Union artillery is going to start hitting them. They're going to be scattered. They're going to already have some guys dead, and I think the Union's just going to win the charge and win the game immediately.
Tell you what, man, as long as it's done by 9:30, I'm okay with that.
9:17 right now. You would think it would be done by then.
Thank God.
It's going to be done in the next 2 minutes, I think. All right, now they're pushing out. Let's see. This is strange.
I'm very confused by this. Oh, that artillery shot again.
Oh my god.
And again, I mean, those ones weren't killing as many, but they're knocking down so many, and it's stopping any maneuvering from the CSA happening. And the CSA charging out, they get some out of lines there. They maybe take a slight ticket lead. But if they stand there, I think they're just going to get shot to pieces, and we know the artillery can just fucking nail this position.
Why do you wait till now to do this?
I think
You
their
did this
only
minutes ago.
only hope here, I guess, is what they're thinking is their only hope is to get the Union down to final push before they go last stand.
And Luke Skywalker.
Luke Skywalker is their only hope, but there is another.
Is there a way to determine?
Artie
Oh my
fucking
God.
hammering them again.
There's just a gun. There was just a gun to their right. This first Delaware guy, Pyro, just.
Oh my!
It was,
Is
it
it?
was just a gun right here.
Fucking hell! That artillery is just fucking hammering the CSA. And CSA is gonna go last stand here imminently. This is just. I don't know. It's a strange decision. I don't understand why they didn't do this when they were recapping instead of after they recapped. And they're pulling back now, but they're going to go last stand in the pullback because they're going to have stragglers who die out of line. More artillery hits.
I'll tell you what, man. I held one time for 8 minutes on last stand on Dunker Church. But that was also 4 years ago.
Yeah.
75 v 75.
Oh, this is 75 v 75. A little less,
they
actually.
can do it.
It is very possible. Yeah, Dunker, I always used to say, was actually quite a hard map for Union to win it in the early stages of this game. And then it very suddenly became a very easy game. CSA has pulled back. They're not going to stay out of last stand for any length of time here, though. They can't expect it. And Bus here, I think Bus, you're going to be the kill that gets him to last stand, I think.
I was up here previous to this, and there was no way I was escaping.
I want to see you go down and the
It's
CSA
gonna
go
be
last stand.
me. I'm not saying it's not gonna be.
They might not see you. I don't know if anyone's shooting at you.
They're gonna walk up here and see me.
Well, I think actually what they're gonna do is take their time here. I mean, they've got.
See me? I'm running away.
Bus
Yeah,
behind you.
I do see you.
Shut up.
They've got 16 minutes to bring the CSA down to last stand and then shoot them to pieces, and I think they're probably gonna do that here.
Okay, all they gotta do is start pre-cap and bring some guys up to the def lane, and then draw them out and then shoot them.
Yeah.
Kill them. That's all they gotta do. Kinda what I did with 59th. Just send a sacrificial lamb out there to get murdered, and then kill everybody else. Which I think is what they're doing.
MSG going up there.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing.
Rest of the team just standing on the def lane. As soon as the CSA comes out, they're just going to start volleying them, and I'm imagining that artillery is aimed all over the right side of the church. MSG going straight into the church again.
I don't think inside the church is captured. They have to stay on the outside.
Yeah, I don't think they're capping in there. Well, they're buying themselves a little bit of time here, CSA.
What if I killed Red right now? How much money would you guys give me?
Oh, there they go. Last stand.
Disrespect.
One man
Yeah.
died on the artillery. Bus, I'm upset it wasn't you that died and brought the team to last stand.
Dude, I
but-
ran away, dude.
I know, I saw. Coward. CSA has to come out here. Red's the first one out. Everyone else again a little slower than Red. They do come out, and now Union artillery goes to work again. Those shots
they're not-
slightly
they're not
mistimed. They
really
didn't
hitting
actually,
anything.
yeah, they didn't actually hit. They hit where they thought the CSA would be, and they didn't actually nail anything.
Red still haven't hit anything.
The CSA has to actually charge the point here. They can't just stand on the nipple and shoot, because that's not point.
Well, here we go. We got a group going into the point. That's first Delaware.
Recapping. 9th Corps hitting now. They haven't used their shots yet. They do get into the Union force. I think they are going to wipe the Union force here, but I don't think there's going to be enough men left to hold this point again. And this is what's always hard. If you go last stand before the charge, it means no one's coming back. If you go last stand at the end of the charge, then most of that wave is going to respawn and you at least get a full team.
They do get him
Now
down
they
the
just
final
put it
push.
forward.
No shot. They hold for 4 minutes, though, with what has got to be like 20 men? Less than 20, more like 10. Bus, are you still alive? Oh, you are! I see you on Victory Hill.
I'm running away.
And Bus, once again, taking the coward's way out,
I got, like-
immediately running away.
Dude, I killed like 8 of them. I'm running
I don't know. No one saw it happen. Wasn't on camera.
I think Alan saw it.
Oh, do you kill this guy? He's not looking. He's not looking, Bus. Oh! I wish I was recording in-game audio, because I'm sure you said something funny there.
That was a slur.
Okay, I'm glad I'm not recording in-game audio. And
I didn't.
some good teabagging here.
I said, shut the fuck up, you suck. That's what I said. And then he said, I killed all your friends, and I said, I killed you.
Bus about to die to this one lone Union Rambo. Oh, misses his
he
shot.
missed. 1-on-1, this must
You
work.
running away? Tell me where his location is.
No, I'm not doing it.
You ran right fucking by him.
Your fault, dude. Fuck you.
All right, and that ends the game.
I didn't know it was the last one alive.
You weren't. There were other guys, but there was no one near point, I guess. That ends our game tonight. 10th US do come out, I would say, deserved victors tonight. They played very, very well as defenders, and they did what they needed to do as attackers. Bus, your thoughts from the ground as the last man killed?
I didn't even know it was the last one alive. I would have actually tried.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brutish, thoughts?
Yeah, I think TEF US really did deserve to win this one. I think there'd be a force to be reckoned with in the championship. I think everybody played well though.
Yeah, I would agree. I think 10th US did exactly what they needed to. Bus, did you have something to add?
Fuck. Never mind. I was gonna say that IVB won theirs. I don't know. I didn't.
Okay.
Look.
All right. Well, yeah, very well played by 10th US tonight. I thought they did a great job. Well fought by both sides. Much closer on the second map, but same result in the end. 10th US will move on to the finals to face the winner of who is the other server?
Oh. Actually, they just moved on to their second round.
Oh wow, that's a long first round.
CB won, but he's saying that there's no way in hell that 12th can win.
Okay, well, it's CB versus 12th. They will face the winner of that next week in the final. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you next time.